Grainmaker. Welcome, everyone, to the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, a Prairie Proud wrestling podcast covering everything from Winnipeg to worldwide. My name is Blair Pacheco. Now, this is a little different. I mean, usually you hear these magical tones through your ear holes on a weekly basis. Sometimes you get to see my pretty face. But the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast is always trying to branch out, do new things, continue to create new content, different ideas, because I like just doing stuff. I like to be able to talk about independent wrestling, whether it's in video form, audio form, all of that fun stuff, just be able to bring you guys more stuff. So this is something new that I wanted to try, and I wanted to go back and have one of my favorite guests joining me for this. It's the first time I'm trying this, and hopefully it all works out. So it's a trial by fire. But joining me today, they were a guest last year on the podcast, and it was such a blast talking to them. I had a lot of fun, and they have continued to crush it on the independents. They are putting themselves out there, and they're really doing some incredible things. So joining me here on the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast is none other than Layla James. Layla, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a pleasure to have you back. I really enjoyed our first chat, and we had been talking about having you back on here, and I'm very thankful for the opportunities. So, I mean, first off, we're recording this on a Tuesday. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I wrestled, kicked ass. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. You are someone who is always sharing clips on social media, and I'm very thankful for that. That, like, even though I'm thousands of kilometers away, thousands of miles, I can still keep up with what you're doing. And so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, you were getting ready for your Canadian debut.
Yes.
How was that?
Well, I must mention I actually came back again a second time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy about that. It was really good. It was a cool experience. Definitely the people are really friendly over there, really nice, a good vibe. And yes, I love that I came over there. I want to be able to keep coming eventually. Yeah, so.
Was that your first time coming up to Canada?
Yes, it was.
Were you able, like, I know when it comes to wrestling, like, you're there for a reason. You're there to wrestle. Were you able to take in any of the sights and sounds up there, or just experience much of Canada?
I wouldn't say like as much as I wanted to. I did get a little bit of a feel of what it was like, but it was nice. Definitely want to be able to explore a lot more when I get the.
Now, you mentioned, that everyone was very nice, something that I think a lot of Canadians pride themselves on. Was there anything you really noticed different besides that about, I don't want to say, different, but that American fans are not nice, but, like, was there anything else you noticed about Canadian fans or just wrestling in Canada?
I'm not sure. I guess I would say they're really into the wrestling. Maybe I get more of a vibe that they're like really big wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that possibly.
Nice. And I know you faced off with Zandra Lee, someone else who, they're fairly new to wrestling as well. And the clips coming out of that match, it looked like you guys had a really great time being a part of it.
Yeah, it was a good match. She was pretty tough, but she wasn't tough enough, obviously.
Obviously not. So I mean, like, that was early on in 2024. I think it was, April or May-ish, could be June, but I know it was in the first half. You mentioned making the return to Canada. How was the rest of 2024 for you?
The rest of 2024 was actually pretty good. I ended up going to Virginia again, which that was one of my things on the list to go back. It's always good to be able to return to a place that I've wrestled before, because then you can see the fans again. They're happy to see you again. It's a familiar spot. So yeah, so the rest of the year it was pretty good for me. Got really busy, but it was fun.
Yeah, I think being able to go back to a promotion, it shows that like they trust what you do, and there's like, it's the starting of something big when you know that you can go back somewhere and like
Yeah.
continue doing what you do.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, for you to continue doing that, I mean, obviously, I see the graphics, and I mean, how have you been able to like continue pushing yourself? Because it's, with wrestling, it can be a little discouraging, but like, how have you been able to keep pushing yourself when it comes to that?
Yeah, it can be very discouraging, very overwhelming. A lot of the time it's just telling myself like this is what I really want, so I just got to keep going. I mean, um I actually basically I don't know if it was something I read or something I heard, but it was something that really like made me to continue to keep going was it was you don't need fame to be successful. So basically I have to keep reminding myself that I don't have to be like this huge Hollywood superstar to be a successful wrestler, because I'm doing something that I enjoy and I'm successfully doing it. And I'm having a good time. I'm living life. I'm able to travel all over. So it's still a good feeling. So I just tell myself, this is what I want. So.
I mean, it's true. You have been able to, venture to different states, continue to like keep pushing yourself. Did you ever imagine that when you first started off, you'd be able to, like do things like that, to hit the roads and venture out there and get the name Layla James out there?
No, I never really would have thought that it would have went this far, it would have happened. I never thought anything of it. When I first started, like I didn't even know the wrestling community was so big. I didn't know there was so many wrestling places. Like it was just yeah, it's been cool. And I'm
Uh,
happy I have a really big fan base that I've created that people, really love watching my videos. They love my content. I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it. The hard work really pays off.
it does, and you are a testament to that because you can see the reposts, the retweets that all these fans they're showing their love for you and sharing those clips and showing out for yourself. Um, when it comes to not just wrestling but life, I mean, we I mentioned a little bit earlier, the aspect of mental health. It's so easy to get discouraged when it comes to not just wrestling but for you, how do you kinda keep an even keel and kinda not get too high with the highs and too low with the lows?
Um, I feel like taking breaks are very important. So I feel like sometimes I actually have moments where I just kind of literally am away from my phone. I don't look at anything. I just kind of like am in my own world. Um, I feel like I have to always recharge myself. Because yeah, it is. There's a lot going on in the world, especially, the things that happened recently,
Mhm,
but I just think taking breaks is really helpful for me. I'm learning to really listen to my body more. So like if I feel like too tired or overwhelmed, or if I feel like I'm not mentally prepared, then I'm gonna take a break, you
mhm.
know?
Is it easy to like, I know for myself, I have lofty goals for what I want to accomplish and what I want to do, and sometimes it's tough managing expectations. How do you deal with managing expectations for yourself?
Um, so you're saying like goals that I have for myself basically?
Yeah, because I know when it comes to, like pushing yourself and knowing that like you have this in mind, but knowing that like you're going to do what you can, but to keep yourself kind of level getting through that. Because I know when I have, an interview planned, I can get up and down just about like, how is it going to go? How are we going to, connect and talk about all this? But for yourself with wrestling, how do you manage expectations?
I just try to think positive. I just try to think of um that good is gonna happen. I just try not to worry too much. I feel like What you put out in the universe is what you get. So I just try to always have a good positive mind and good energy and just hope for the best, you know? So yeah.
The positivity that comes from you with, your wrestling, with your posts on social media. I mean, it is infectious, and I feel like you are someone who has really utilized the power of social media, getting yourself out there and getting, Layla James known to everyone.
Yes.
How, like, for you, I mean, there are a lot of wrestlers who really haven't been able to, like, utilize social media. What kind of advice would you give them without, like, giving away all your secrets?
I would say that I mean, for me, I feel like I said previously, this is something that I really enjoy and want to do for myself. So, promoting yourself is a huge important thing, whatever you're doing. And I look at
Mhm,
this as, this is my career. And, I want people to know me. So the only way they'll know me is if I put myself out there. So I always, yeah, of course, you have to put yourself out there. You have to promote, you have to share, get people to share your things and, because that's the only way people are gonna know who you are. I
yeah,
mean, I kind of feel like I feel like that's how I am, where I am. That's why I'm where I'm at right now because of
yes.
promotion. So so yeah, I mean, it really has helped out a lot. I also think it's good to get on as many platforms as you can,
Mhm,
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, now that it's back. Every little thing that you can really helps. And I try to tell people that promotion is really important, especially if you want to get out there. And yeah, that's just the big thing. Whatever you do, not even with wrestling, just anything. Any business you have, promotion is like the number one thing you have to do. And why not do it daily? I mean, if you think about businesses like McDonald's, you see a commercial, the McDonald's commercial every day.
mhm.
You hear a McDonald's commercial every day on the radio, or you hear like a store every day. I mean, that's kind of like what you have to do. You have to promote yourself every day, and eventually, it will just keep building and building and building. So that would be my advice for wrestlers that are really trying to get themselves out there is just promotion.
Yes. I think you said it great. It should be when you open up an app, your post should be the first thing that somebody sees right off the bat. So, like, don't hesitate to post a lot.
Yes, and don't hesitate to ask someone to share. I mean,
Yeah.
all it takes is just, please share and people will do it. If they really like you, they'll do it.
For the rest of 2024, I mean, was there anything that really stood out to you match-wise that you were exceptionally proud of?
Um, I would say match wise that I was really proud of. I mean, I'm really proud of just like my growth
Yeah.
altogether. I definitely have come a long way. Um, Match wise, I look at matches like years ago, like I just like, whoa, like what was I thinking? And even just my overall look, my look has evolved.
Mhm.
I used to like I don't know, just have like a latex top and shorts. And now I've definitely evolved my whole look overall. And so I would say like really finding myself more,
Mhm.
finding myself as a wrestler. I was kind of at a point where I wasn't quite sure what direction I wanted to do with just my look and how I wanted to wrestle, what moves I wanted to choose. And I would say now I definitely know who I am.
Mhm. It seems even through posts and stuff like that, you've, been changing up what you've been doing at the gym, changing up even like wrestling training to get to where you've been. So how has that change been for you? Because like the gym posts, like you see what you're doing there and continuing to crush it, continuing to grow. And that all of that kind of fuels the fire that is Layla James.
Yes.
S- So what's that been like, changing it up a little bit? Have you noticed improvements with, like your strength, with your in ring and all of these things?
Yes, I definitely think it's really important. Me um wrestling, it's just important for me to be working out. I mean, it only makes sense.
Mhm.
I have to be able to stay strong. I have to be able to last in, a 10 or 15, 20-minute match. So, stamina is important. Um I yeah, I just think, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think wrestlers now, there are a lot that do, hit the gym regularly, that, continue to build up that strength because it'll only help them when it comes to in-ring stuff. So I
yeah,
think like it's one of those things where like anything you can do to help yourself in the ring is beneficial to you.
yes, exactly. And um your image is important when it comes to this too. So you got to also look good.
And now with 2025, we're just kicking things off. We're about three quarters of a month into it. So beginning of January. What in your mind right now, when you're kind of setting up the year for you, what does 2025 look for Layla James?
Yes, I'm basically going to continue doing what I've been doing. I told myself I was gonna take things up a little bit, a notch, and I'm gonna let people see that. I'm not gonna really say what's happening, but you guys will definitely see some different things of me, and I'm sure you guys will love it. But yeah, I definitely am going to be making some big debuts this year
Nice.
too, and I'm not gonna say, but you guys will see. And I'm excited. 2025, I told myself that, go hard or go home. I'm going to just continue to go hard and do my thing. And I'm excited. Within just January, I've made like some good progress. I just recently had another debut at RWA in Pennsylvania. I am making another debut this weekend, this Saturday at CIW in
Nice.
Michigan. Yeah, and I have some more upcoming shows in February, so it's a lot going on.
I mean, you've stuck a lot. My geography is going to come into question here because I don't know all of the where the states are, but like a lot of like you know, Eastern American states. A lot of there. Do you have plans maybe to branch out more to the West Coast, try things out there, or how is the process for you to like get Layla James out there more?
Um, I'm always willing to go wherever. Like, traveling is nothing for me. Like, I enjoy it. Um, I really would like to make my way up to, places like, Texas or like, North Carolina or Atlanta. I
Mhm.
would love to go to some places like that. So this year, you know, that's my goal, is to go to places, like to actually like take flights to places I've never been.
Hell yeah.
So, so that's the goal. Because right now, like I feel like I've kind of been in a lot of my region, like the New York City, Jersey, Pennsylvania. So now I want to go further, you know.
Hell yeah. The like I know when we talked last time, one of the goals you had, you want to be a part of the TNA roster. I still remember you saying that because I was like, you mentioned that, I was like, hell yeah. Is that something we're gonna see? Is that maybe is that one of the things we're kind of hinting at? Just throwing it out there.
Well, I mean, we'll see. You never know. I feel like you'll never know. Maybe.
That's fair. I know we also talked before, you did some celebrity boxing. Any more plans to do stuff like that? Because you're someone who, it seems like when there's a creative aspect or something you want to do, you're going to go for it full bore. And I think that is something that's very commendable, especially when it comes to wrestling, getting yourself out there. So, any more plans for boxing or anything like that?
Well, actually, it's funny that you asked that. Not celebrity boxing, but I'm going to be involved with LFC, which is lingerie fighting. I don't know if
Nice.
you've heard of that, the LFC.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I actually currently am on the fighters roster. So maybe this year, maybe I'll have my debut where you'll see me in some lingerie fighting. So, like I said, there's gonna be surprises this year, and I don't want to say too much, but I just want, people to know that, you're gonna be seeing some exciting things from me. So I can't wait.
Perfect. I do have to ask because I mean, you are someone who you're hitting the gym regularly. Wrestling is a big part of your life. Fitness, just getting the you out there. But obviously, wrestling is not your entire life. Like for yourself, what's downtime like for yourself? How do you kind of recharge and just like exist and vibe?
Yeah. So, I love food. So I love trying new food places. I love going to restaurants. So like every once in a while, I'll just pick some random spot that I've never been to before just to try it, just to get food. I love food. I love doing laser tag. That's something fun that I enjoy doing. So I do have a friend, my laser tag buddy. We'll go and do some laser tag. I love roller skating. So
Nice.
roller skater. And I love playing video games. I'm a video gamer. I'm Xbox though, Team Xbox here.
Oh, I got PS5 for Christmas, so that's what I've been going with. I'm just imagining you and your friend at laser tag just picking on all the little kids there running around.
Yeah, we get into it. We actually we really act like we're like in war.
You're
Like we
just like
do all the bending down, the running.
just diving through the air trying to pick off little kids.
It's fun, It's just,
It is, and I think that goes with like you can even bring that back to wrestling. Like if you're someone who's never been to a show, if you go with the open mindset of like having fun, you will have a great time, and that goes for whether it's laser tag, wrestling, like mini golf, anything. Just go out and have fun.
hmm
So, now for you mentioned a couple upcoming shows. Where else can people find you, or anything else you would like to plug? Here's an opportunity for yourself.
Yes, thank you. Well, actually, I'm going to be doing some vlogging this year. So, I would love everyone to follow me on my YouTube, which is the Layla James. So, definitely I'm gonna start taking everyone with me on my road trips and
Nice.
showing everyone what it's like to prepare for a show and what I do to get ready and all that stuff because I would love for my fans to connect more with me and know me on a more personal level.
Mhm.
So I'm going to start doing more vlogging and also just talk about my normal everyday life, what I do outside of wrestling and some gym stuff, all that stuff, everything. So that's something that
I like that. I think, because like whether it's somebody who's, interested with wrestling or fitness, it's something that people can come to learn more about you and take something away, maybe be inspired, and they can do something out of that as well.
yes. Um, yeah.
Perfect. Layla, social media, where can people find you online if, they want to check out your matches, your YouTube channel handle, all of that stuff?
Yeah, so my YouTube is the Layla James
Mhm.
and Miss Layla James is my Instagram
Perfect.
and Layla James on Facebook. So that
Perfect.
those are the places where you can find me. I'm not really like too TikToky, but I'm trying to get more into it. I've never really been like a TikTok person. I do post, but like I've never really understood it like that.
Mhm.
But I have actually gone live on it a couple times, which is actually pretty interesting. But So yeah, so you guys can also follow me on TikTok, Miss Layla James on TikTok as well. So
I'll have to find the TikTok now because it'll add to my algorithm of funny animal videos and dumb movie quotes. Layla, thank you so much for this. Thank you for being a part of it. I really appreciate this.
I appreciate you for having me back. It's always wonderful.
Thanks so much for watching. We will see you again soon. Peace in the streets.
Bye.